Chapter 3751, Dragon King. When Wang Xian flew over, he immediately alerted Wu Sha, Lin Wenluo, and the rest. Wu Sha flew over. Lin Wenluo stood beside his giant cosmic beast and greeted her respectfully. Wang Xian nodded. He looked at Wu Sha and was surprised. You've broken through? Yes, Dragon King. My strength has already reached the peak of the First Order Sovereign Realm, and I just broke through not long ago. Wu Sha said with a smile. Not bad, not bad. Wang Xian had a satisfied look on his face. How many metallic meteorites have we obtained over hundreds of thousands of years ago? Dragon King, they are all here. Wu Sha waved her arm, and a spatial ring flew toward him. Wang Xian took it over and sensed it. His eyes lit up. Over the past hundreds of thousands of years, Wu Sha and the others had obtained a large number of metallic meteorites. TSK, these meteorites can raise the 5 elements Great Grindstone to the 6th Order Universe Sovereign Realm, but it will be difficult to raise the Tai Chi Dragon Plate. He murmured. The 5 elements Grindstone had already swallowed that piece of frost metal. Now, it only needed a bit more 5 elements metal to break through. As for the Tai Chi Dragon Plate, he needed a lot more. At most, he could reach the 5th Order Sovereign Realm. Next, I'll upgrade the Tai Chi Dragon Plate and the 5 elements Grindstone here. With my help, the rate of metal absorption will be reduced by 100 times. Wang Xian smiled. Now that his strength had reached the 6th Order Sovereign Realm, he could help the Grindstone absorb the energy from the metal. However, Wang Xian still had one more thing to do before this. He entered a giant star beast that Lin Wenluo had simulated. With a wave of his arm, he laid down another energy barrier. Inside the nest, he sensed the corpses of the phoenixes and took out their spatial treasures. Among the 201 Sovereign Realm Fire Phoenix corpses, 1 was a 6th Order Sovereign, 3 were 5th Order Sovereigns, and the rest were 1st Order to 4th Order Sovereigns. In addition, there was the corpse of Patriarch Heavenly Fire. When he saw the corpse of Patriarch Skyfire, he was slightly taken aback. There was no spatial treasure on the corpse. There were no fortuitous opportunities or treasures either. Isn't that a little strange? Could it be that Ancestor Heavenly Fire was still alive and had survived through the help of a life-saving treasure? This is very possible. After all, he is known as the first person in the Starry Sky universe to obtain a great opportunity. Wang Xian guessed. However, Heavenly Fire Ancestor's corpse could bring 100 venerable realm disciples to the Dragon Palace. He continued to search for the spatial treasures of the other phoenixes. Because they couldn't sense their own divine kingdoms in the Starry Sky universe, their treasures had to be placed in spatial treasures. Soon, a large number of resources and treasures appeared in his line of sight. The Phoenix race is similar to the Divine Dragon race. They don't use weapons, and their bodies are their strongest weapons. Therefore, they only have 5 connate cardinal treasures. This is the Divine Wutong Tree. What a strong flame power. This Divine Wutong Tree can absorb it, but the Dragon Palace has a branch of the Divine Wutong Tree. This is a very dense fire stone. It seems to be condensed from the energy in the center of the Fire Heart Treasure Land. Did they use a method to condense the flame energy into a substance? If I absorb this fire stone, it should be comparable to 100 years of cultivation in the Fire Heart Treasure Land. That's the feather of a 5th Order Sovereign Realm Phoenix. It can be forged into a powerful treasure. What kind of divine stone is this? It actually contains such a terrifying amount of life energy. Absorbing it can increase one's life energy? This should be a powerful treasure. Wang Xian sized up the treasures of the 201 fire phoenixes, and his eyes glowed. Powerful phoenix feather, 20 fire energy stones, and a divine stone that could increase one's lifespan. This divine stone could greatly increase one's recovery ability even if it was placed on one's body. If it was absorbed, it could even increase one's lifespan. If it was absorbed, it could also increase one's lifespan. In short, it was a very powerful treasure. To the Phoenix race, it was an item that was hard to come by. Other than these special treasures, the rest were resources. These were the resources that the fire phoenixes obtained from the planets with life. If it was hundreds of thousands of years ago, These resources could easily allow Wang Xian to break through. But now it was not enough. But it could also increase his dragon qi. After sorting out all the treasures, Wang Xian revealed a smile. Many of the treasures could greatly increase the strength of the Dragon Palace's fire-attributed disciples. In addition, other than these treasures, the biggest harvest was naturally the 201 corpses. A first-order sovereign corpse could increase the Dragon Palace's strength by 10 venerables. Second-order sovereign, 100. Third order, 1,000. Fourth order, 10,000. Fifth order, 100,000. Sixth order, 1,000,000. Yes, that was how terrifying it was. Sixth-order sovereigns had absorbed a lot of energy and consumed a lot of resources to reach this realm. To a sixth-order sovereign realm expert, a peak venerable realm expert was nothing more than an ant. 1,000,000 venerables. They were not a match for sixth-order sovereigns. A sixth-order sovereign could increase the number of venerables in the Dragon Palace by 1,000,000. That was how terrifying it was. Among the top clans, there were many venerables as disciples. But the top clans did not care much about disciples of this level. Take the disciples of the top clans in the Invincible domain for example. Even if they died, the top clans would not care. Just like the last time when Wang Xian killed hundreds of phoenixes, the phoenix race acted as though nothing had happened. They did not care. As long as they provided resources, they could produce a large number of venerables. But they did not do so because resources were limited. Resources were limited. Rather than giving them to venerables, they might as well give them to sovereigns. If one did not enter the sovereign realm, he would only be cannon fodder in the cataclysm. Although the experts of the top clans did not care, Wang Xian was very concerned. The current Dragon Palace could not compare to the foundation of the top clans. Without him, any of the top clans could send a fourth or fifth order sovereign to destroy the Dragon Palace. Take the Skyfire sect for example. The Skyfire old ancestor had reached the second-order sovereign realm and brought the sect to the level of the top clans. But he was killed, and the Skyfire sect became a high-level clan again. This was the problem of the foundation. The foundation of the Dragon Palace was still very weak. With these resources, the foundation of the Dragon Palace could be improved by a lot. Of course, it was just a huge improvement. It was not enough to catch up with the top clans. There was still a huge gap between them. But Wang Xian still believed that the Dragon Palace could turn the tide. Chapter 3752. The foundation of the sovereign realm is weak, but the foundation of the pinnacle venerable realm is terrifying. Looking at the corpses in front of him, Wang Xian smiled. The Dragon Palace was now a peak race with only a dozen or so sovereign realm disciples. Although it was incomparable to the peak races, the Dragon Palace would gain more than 1,000,000 pinnacle venerable realm disciples after this. If there were more than 1,000,000 disciples at this level, then even if only 1 out of 10 disciples broke through to the sovereign realm, the Dragon Palace would be able to quickly accumulate 100,000 sovereign realm disciples. There are still a few billion years before the cataclysm. If we develop well in these few billion years, the Dragon Palace will reach a terrifying level. Wang Xian's eyes sparkled. He informed Enlai and ordered him to bring the corpses back. Then, he asked about Prime Minister Turtle's situation. The Dragon Palace was now hidden in a very secret place. With Enlai's void pagoda, there were no traces left. Even if the Phoenix race experts wanted to find the Dragon Palace, it would be difficult. Even if they found it, the Dragon Palace's current defense could withstand it. Unless the other party sent a creation realm expert. All in all, the Dragon Palace was safe. After Enlai left with the corpses and resources, he looked at the metal in front of him. With a wave of his hand, the 5 elements grindstone appeared beside him. Wang Xian began to help the grindstone absorb the metal meteorites. Time passed quickly. Over at the 9 Origins universe. In the dragon transformation pool of the Dragon Palace, the dragon species and divine dragons roared, and powerful auras surged in all directions. One by one, the members of the Dragon Palace advanced to the pinnacle venerable realm. They were only a step away from the sovereign realm. There were 8 million members in the Dragon Palace, but 1/8 of them were pinnacle venerable realm experts. If this was spread, the entire Nine Origins universe would be shocked. If the high-level races knew about this, they would be dumbfounded. All the experts from the high-level races added up did not even have 1,000,000 Pinnacle Venerable Realm experts. As the days went by, the Dragon Palace improved rapidly. As for Wang Xian, the 5 Elements Grindstone completed its breakthrough in a few years and reached the 5th Order Sovereign Realm. Everything was within expectations. This was because the 5 Elements Grindstone was already very close to breaking through after absorbing the Frost Metal. It was normal for it to break through now. Other than that, Wang Xian estimated that it would be difficult to improve the remaining metals. The 5 Elements Grindstone had reached the 5th Order Sovereign Realm, while the Tai Chi Dragon Plate had reached the 4th Order Sovereign Realm. Time passed quickly as he continued to absorb the energy. Buzz buzz buzz. Dragon King, we've been discovered. An expert has entered. After thousands of years, Wang Xian suddenly received a message from Lin Wenluo while he was helping the 5 Elements Grindstone to absorb. Alarms sounded from all around him as well. Wang Xian was taken aback. He immediately flew out and scanned the surroundings with flickering eyes. In his line of sight, many mechas, small spaceships and robots flew over, densely packed. What's the situation? He looked over at the robots and mechas as he asked Lin Wenluo. It's another scientist from our sci-fi world. It should be Crispy. Lin Wenluo stared at the robot mecha in front of him, his expression changing. Although this galactic beast of mine can fool the experts of other races, it can't fool the scientists of our sci-fi world. So what if they're here? Let them in. Wang Xian looked over and said plainly. Right now, he wasn't as strong as he was in the past. It wouldn't be easy to snatch this place from his hands. Yes, Dragon King. Lin Wenluo nodded. He had naturally seen some of the information in the communication stone plate. He was shocked and surprised at the current strength of the Dragon King. At the very least, it would be beneficial for him to work with such an expert. The only thing he had to worry about was the Phoenix clan. With Wang Xian's words, Lin Wenluo moved and flew forward. Crispy, it's you, right? Oh? I was still wondering who set this up. So it's you, Lin Wenluo? As Lin Wenluo flew forward, a mecha came up to him. The tall mecha shone brightly as the two of them faced each other from a distance. Crispy, this place has been occupied by me. Leave this place immediately. Lin Wenluo stared at the mecha in front of him and said coldly. Hee, Scientist Lin Wenluo, you're still as childish as before. Do you think this place belongs to you just because you've occupied it? I can even say that this place has been occupied by me. Crispy sneered as he looked around. Seems like you've been here for a long time. You must have gained a lot. Huh? Lin Wenluo stared at him with flickering eyes. Don't be surprised. This meteorite is mixed with powerful metals. I've known about it since hundreds of thousands of years ago. However, I went to the place where the meteorite fell to search. Now that I'm almost done, I'm here to check the source. I didn't expect the source to be occupied by you. Crispy said emotionlessly. Crispy, I advise you to leave this place. You're no match for me. Lin Wenluo stared at him and said with a sullen face. Why do we have to be opponents? Can't we do research together like we did in the past? Crispy said emotionlessly. I, Lin Wenluo, will never associate myself with the dogs of the pinnacle races. Lin Wenluo said coldly. Lin Wenluo, you're too noble. You know the flaws of our technological world. It's impossible for us to take that step by ourselves. You don't know the true horror of the pinnacle races. Now, I'll give you a chance. Join the Angel Clan with me. You won't regret it. Crispy laughed. Angel Clan? Lin Wenluo snorted coldly. If you're not willing to join, then leave this place immediately. I hereby announce that this is my territory. Crispy said with a smile as he stared at Lin Wenluo. You're the one who should get lost. Lin Wenluo said coldly. All right, I'll let you witness my strength today. Crispy sneered and waved his arm. One by one, metal battle angels appeared beside him. There were a total of 4 metal battle angels with 12 wings. Lin Wenluo snorted coldly and waved his arm as well. The green metal beast also appeared in front of him and stared coldly at Crispy. Seems like you've gotten your hands on a lot of powerful metals. Crispy looked over as his eyes flickered. At the back, Wang Xian was watching their fight. He raised his eyebrows slightly and watched quietly. Chapter 3753. Hee hee, I'll show you the difference between us today. Lin Wenluo has fallen behind. Crispy stared at the giant galactic beast, sneered, and swung his arm. Swish. The 4 battle metal angels moved. They flapped their 12 mechanical wings and blasted energy at Lin Wenluo's metal behemoth. Star Battle Beast, attack! Lin Wenluo shouted. The metal horns on the Star Battle Beast's head began to accumulate the power of the storm. A wind sword attacked the 4 metal battle angels at a terrifying speed. With our technology, we can't convert the energy of a sovereign. Close combat is the best choice. Crispy chuckled. The wings of the 4 metal battle angels formed a shield in front of them as they attacked the Star Battle Beast without slowing down. The Star Battle Beast roared and charged forward. Bam bam bam. In the next instant, violent sounds of metal colliding rang out. The 12 wings of the metal battle angels were their weapons. Every wing was sharp and contained terrifying attacking power. Every strike was accompanied by a loud sound. Lin Wenluo's Star Battle Beast might be huge, but it wasn't bloated. Sharp spikes would emerge from its body from time to time during the battle. It even had a powerful cutting gear. This was a battle between machines, a pure physical battle. This world of science and technology is really impressive. As long as they have enough materials, they can achieve a qualitative improvement, even though it's only physical attacks. Wang Xian was filled with curiosity as he watched the sudden eruption of the battle. He didn't make a move but watched curiously. The giant galactic beast that Lin Wenluo had created possessed the combat strength of a second-order sovereign. As it was made of metal, it didn't feel pain. Unless it was destroyed, it would be difficult to deal with. Of course, this kind of giant galactic beast was perfectly countered by the Nether race. The Nether race could ignore physical attacks. Even so, it was impressive that the world of science and technology could produce such powerful combat machines. As for the 4 metal battle angels, they were also comparable to second-order sovereigns. 4 against 1, Lin Wenluo's giant galactic beast was soon at a disadvantage. Lin Wenluo, you have exceeded my expectations. However, I'm no longer the me of the past. Crispy looked at the battle in front of him and laughed. He waved his arm again, and this time, the same number of metal battle angels appeared. The metal battle angel in the center was still emitting a dense power of light. In his hand, he held a large angel sword. What? When Lin Wenluo saw it, his pupils constricted. He stared at the metal battle angel exuding the power of light in shock. That's not right. You didn't create a technology that can transform ruler-level energy. That metal battle angel is supported by a special treasure. Lin Wenluo said loudly. Don't worry. It won't be long before I can create a technological device that can convert ruler-level energy. Now, I'll give you one last choice. Join me, or I'll destroy this place and make it mine. When Lin Wenluo heard what he said, his expression was abnormally ugly. Bam bam bam. At the same time, the 14 metallic battle angels and 1/3 Order's sovereign realm experts' attacks landed on the Sista Battle Beast. Huge cracks appeared on its body, and it was on the verge of collapsing. Lackey of the Angel Clan. Seeing this situation, Wang Xian moved and flew forward slowly. He let out a cold and sarcastic remark. Wang Xian's words suddenly appeared beside Lin Wenluo, which stunned Crispy. He immediately locked his gaze on Wang Xian. You're unlucky. Whose lackey is it? Why does it have to be the Angel Clan? Wang Xian looked at him and continued speaking plainly. Dragon Palace, Dragon King. Crispy looked at Wang Xian and immediately analyzed Wang Xian from the database. His expression changed. I didn't expect Lin Wenluo to join the Dragon Palace. What a fool. What a fool. He immediately turned to Lin Wenluo and spoke with sarcasm and disdain. We're just working together. Lin Wenluo replied expressionlessly. You don't have to say that. All lackeys of the Angel clan have to die. Wang Xian said plainly. With a move, he flew towards the 14 metallic battle angels. Damn Dragon King. Seeing Wang Xian flying towards his metallic battle angel, Kreisfu's expression changed drastically. He naturally knew Wang Xian's current strength and that he wasn't a match for him. Come back now. He shouted at his metallic battle angel with bloodshot eyes. He had released all the metallic battle angels to show off to Lin Wenluo. To his surprise, Lin Wenluo, who had always wanted to protect the glory of the technological world, had actually joined the Dragon King's side. This caused him to be extremely embarrassed. Bam bam. 14 metallic battle angels. To Wang Xian, their speed was still too slow. This was simply giving him resources. He flew to the front of the metallic battle angels and stretched out his dragon claws to grab them. Each metallic battle angel was only a few hundred meters in size. Under the dragon claws, all of them were caught. They couldn't put up any resistance at all. Damn Dragon King. Seeing this scene, Kreisper's eyes turned bloodshot as he roared madly. His accumulation from hundreds of thousands of years ago and a treasure gifted to him by the Angel clan were gone just like that? Courting death. Upon hearing his roar, Wang Xian snorted coldly and flew over. His terrifying speed left Kreisfu no time to react. Wang Xian grabbed Kreisfu's mecha with his dragon claws and crushed it. The surrounding mechas floated motionlessly without any commands. Seeing this, Lin Wenluo heaved a sigh of relief. However, he still had a worried look on his face. Dragon King, I'm afraid we've been exposed. You've been exposed too, he said to Wang Xian with a solemn look. In the technological world, there was a rather powerful and even heaven-defying feature, and that was cloning. Every powerful scientist in the world of science and technology had at least one cloned body, or even dozens or even hundreds of clones. They could share information with each other. To a certain extent, they were even harder to eliminate than the sovereigns from the pinnacle races. Even 7th or 8th level sovereigns wouldn't have a 50% chance of killing them. This was the power of technology in the technological world. Kreisfu wasn't dead, and the storm mainland would definitely be exposed. Chapter 3754. The exposure of the storm continent was definitely not good news for Wang Xian. Moreover, with news of him being exposed, Wang Xian could foresee that the experts from the Phoenix and Angel race would definitely attack him. This made him frown slightly. The 5 elements grindstone and Tai Chi dragon board still required a lot of resources to break through. If he continued to stay here for a few million years, it shouldn't be a problem for the 5 elements grindstone and Tai Chi dragon board to break through to the 6th order sovereign realm. But now that he was exposed, he might be in trouble. My strength isn't strong enough to ignore the experts from the Phoenix and Angel race. He pondered. Even though only the strongest 7th order sovereign realm experts were allowed to enter the starry cosmos, Wang Xian was still no match for 7th order sovereigns. Wang Xian would also be in trouble if he was surrounded, especially if the other party had some strange and powerful treasure that he didn't know about. Even if he had a trump card to escape, he wouldn't be able to guarantee his life. The most important thing now was to raise his strength to the 7th order sovereign realm, or to upgrade the Tai Chi dragon board and 5 elements grindstone. If the Tai Chi dragon board and 5 elements grindstone were upgraded to the 6th order sovereign realm, he would definitely be able to fight against 7th order sovereigns. Compared to the former, the latter might be faster. Get ready to leave. Our cooperation can end now. Wang Xian said to Lin Wenluo after some thought. Now that this place was exposed, there was no need to continue the cooperation. It would be extremely difficult for Wang Xian to occupy this place again. All right. Lin Wenluo nodded his head with a face full of regret. He didn't have the background of a top-notch race. It was impossible for him to continue staying here. He didn't say much as he started to keep the mechas and spaceships around him. Wang Xian swept his gaze across. With a wave of his arm, he checked the storage space of Chris Vespa. Huh. When he saw the items inside, he was slightly taken aback and a shocked expression appeared on his face. There was a large number of metallic meteorites in Lin Wenluo's storage space. The number of metallic meteorites was dozens of times more than Wang Xian's harvest over the past hundreds of thousands of years. The densely packed metallic meteorites exuded a thick and sharp aura, which made his eyes burn with passion. What's going on? How did he get so many meteors? Wang Xian's eyes shone with excitement. At this time, he suddenly remembered what Crisper had said. He had rushed over from the end of the meteorites. The end of a group of meteorites? He went there and searched for a large number of metal meteorites at the end. Before they arrived, there was a large amount of metallic meteorites that no one had picked up. Just in time, Christo found him. To anyone, even to a peak race, this was a great opportunity. Someone really brought me a pillow when I was sleepy. Wang Xian couldn't help but laugh. With so many meteors, the 5 elements grindstone and the Tai Chi dragon plate would be able to break through to the 6th order sovereign realm. There might even be a lot of the 5 elements left. Hee. He smiled and looked at Lin Wenluo. Lin Wenluo, what are your plans now? Plan? Lin Wenluo pondered upon hearing Wang Xian's words. Dragon King, I don't have any plans for now. Perhaps I'll find a place to continue my research. Although your idea is good, and you want to preserve the last spark of the technological world, there's a huge gap between having the backing of a peak race and you working alone. You should have seen it for yourself. In a few million years, you might be lagging behind other scientists. Wang Xian looked at him and said plainly, What do you mean, Dragon King? Lin Wenluo looked at him when he heard him. Join my dragon palace in the name of the technological world. I can provide you with what you need, Wang Xian said. With a wave of his arm, a large number of metallic meteorites appeared around him. Lin Wenluo was taken aback when he saw these metallic meteorites. These metallic meteorites were much more than what he had collected over the past hundreds of thousands of years. Moreover, he could tell that these metals weren't collected by him over the past hundreds of thousands of years. His expression changed. He was a little tempted, but he was also struggling. Given his strength, it was too easy for him to find the backing of a peak race. As long as he gave the word, the 12 peak races would extend an olive branch to him. However, the reason why he didn't want to join the peak races was because he wanted to protect the technological world created by his ancestors. Think about it. I can let you keep your identity as a member of the technological world. You can say that you're a subsidiary of the Dragon Palace. I'll provide you with resources. I can give you these 14 metallic battle angels. My sincerity should be more than that of the peak races. At least you won't get too many precious treasures if you join one of the peak races. Wang Xian continued speaking to him. The technology of the technological world was still very useful. This could be seen from the fact that even the peak races wanted to recruit them. Moreover, the technology and battleships of the technological world were indeed very powerful. Wang Xian felt that he could complement the Fire Hammer race. Currently, the development of the Fire Hammer race in the Dragon Palace was also limited. The Fire Hammer race could only fight 2 levels above them. They were weak to begin with. Moreover, they were limited in terms of forging. Now, he had to change the direction of development. Forging and technology had some similarities. He could learn from them. Upon hearing Wang Xian's words, Lin Wenluo looked at the 14 metallic battle angels with excitement in his eyes. He had expended a large amount of resources to forge a war beast. However, the strength of a war beast was only comparable to one of the metallic battle angels. Among the 14 metallic battle angels, there was one of a higher level. This was something that he had yearned for in the past. Now, as long as he agreed to the Dragon King's terms, he could get it. He was a little tempted. Most importantly, he could keep his identity as a member of the technological world. All right. After much hesitation, Lin Wenluo agreed. He now knew that it was impossible for him to improve quickly by relying on himself. In fact, it wouldn't take long before the 8 scientists who joined the peak races would be much stronger than him. The terms offered by the Dragon King were much better than those offered by the peak races. Moreover, the Dragon Palace was also in the stage of development. If he joined, he would be considered a founding hero. He felt that he could take a gamble. With the resources provided by the Dragon King, he could build a peak race. His name would be the technological world. Chapter 3755. Alright. I'll get someone to bring you back to the Dragon Palace later. But since you've joined the Dragon Palace, you'll have to sign a witchcraft contract. When you arrive at the Dragon Palace, I'll hand over some people to you. You'll have to impart all your technological skills to them. If nothing goes wrong, they'll be part of the technological world of the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian smiled when he heard Lin Wenluo's agreement. Lin Wenluo's eyes flickered when he heard Wang Xian's words. He was a little surprised that the Dragon King wanted to develop his own technology. I can impart what I know, but I'm not responsible for whether they can master it or not. After all, knowledge requires a long time to accumulate and experiment. Lin Wenluo said. Sure. Wang Xian nodded and looked at Wu Sha. And Lai will come to pick you up later. I'll leave Lin Wenluo to you. Yes, Dragon King. Wu Sha nodded immediately. After giving the order, he flew off into the distance. After flying for an entire day, he stopped. He did not leave the vicinity of the meteorite in the storm mainland. Instead, he found a meteorite and hid within it. Before he gained absolute power, he was not prepared to fight the Phoenix race and the Angel race head-on. Time to upgrade. Looking at the metal resources in the storage space, he smiled. He immediately began to upgrade the 5 elements grindstone and the Tai Chi dragon coil. With his help, the speed of absorption would increase by a few hundred times. Dragon King. Damn Dragon King. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. At the same time, the sacred mountain of the angel race in the 9 Essences universe was located in a special sacred mountain. There were palaces and buildings made of metal on the sacred mountain. It looked like something out of a science fiction novel. From within the palace, an enraged voice sounded. A golden old man came out from a box of nutrient solutions. His eyes were bloodshot. He was killed by the Dragon King. All of his resources, all of his great opportunities, had disappeared. For Crispy, his luck had improved after he joined the angel race and entered the starry universe. Especially since he had encountered a great opportunity. To him, this opportunity was simply a great opportunity. He found a treasure land with a large amount of extremely powerful metal materials. Even the pinnacle races coveted these metal materials. To him, it was a great treasure. For this reason, after he obtained the metallic meteorite, he immediately put it away. He didn't dare to take it back because once the angels found out, more than half of his metal materials would definitely be taken away by the angels. That was why he always carried it with him. He had 13 second-order Sovereign Realm Battle Angels that he had personally created, not to mention the third-order Sovereign Realm Battle Angel. Coupled with his Angel Clan background, no one would be able to take away his treasures unless he was killed by a star behemoth. But he did not expect to meet the Dragon King. The Dragon King killed him directly and snatched away his opportunity. This caused him to be extremely furious, and the killing intent in his heart couldn't be suppressed at all. To him, this was even worse than death. That huge amount of metal materials could allow him to obtain a huge boost in power. Now everything was gone. I want that Dragon King dead. I want that Dragon King dead. He roared madly, immediately taking out the universe AI to send this news to the angel race experts, to the third prince and the others. He was even considering if he should pass it on to the Phoenix clan. After much hesitation, he decided not to send it out. He knew that the third prince had a huge feud with the Dragon King. The third prince would definitely tell the Phoenix clan. At the entrance of the world passage, the third prince frowned slightly when he received the news, his eyes flashing. He hesitated for a moment, then immediately passed the news to the experts of the Angel Clan in the universe. The third prince's strength was only at the 7th Order Universe Sovereign Realm. Although he was the third prince, the experts of the Angel Clan whose strength had reached the 7th Order Universe Sovereign Realm were not people he could command. He could only pass the news out and let some experts who were on good terms with him take action to eliminate the Dragon King. Of course, they still had to occupy the treasure land of the Storm Continent. The Dragon King's strength is rising too quickly. We can't let him continue to grow. The third prince stood there, hesitating for a full 10 minutes, then looked to the side. Elder, I'm going to enter the universe. In the end, he decided to enter the universe personally and spoke to the elder beside him. HM? Third prince, you're going to enter the universe? The elder was slightly stunned, looking at him. Yes, I have some matters to settle. The third prince nodded and replied. All right, be careful, third prince. The elder nodded and did not stop him. There was no need to stop him either. The few outstanding heirs of the Radiant Angel King all had life-saving treasures. Take the eldest prince for example. Although he had fallen in the universe, he had been resurrected. The third prince also had life-saving treasures. The elder would not stop the third prince's actions. Let me eliminate the Dragon King personally. He flew towards the universe with a cold gaze. It was time to get rid of this trouble. Wang Xian did not know that his enemies, the Green River Aqua Phoenix and the third prince, had already entered the universe. He was not far from the Storm Continent, constantly upgrading the 5 elements grindstone and the Tai Chi dragon coil. Time passed, day by day, and he was not disturbed. The universe was so vast, and it was an unfamiliar universe to the experts of the 9 Origins universe. Trying to find a person here was harder than finding a needle in the sea. As time passed, good news kept coming in from the Dragon Palace. First, in the Fire Heart Treasured Land, a group of fire attribute experts cultivated there. Among the 1,000 peak venerables, 10 of them had completed their breakthrough in a few thousand years. 10 more in a few thousand years. This speed was absolutely terrifying. At the same time, this also showed how terrifying the center of the Fire Heart Treasured Land was. But 2,000 years later, 2 pieces of news suddenly reached Wang Xian. Similarly, these 2 pieces of news caused a huge sensation. The Phoenix Clan and the Angel Clan issued a kill order on the communications stone plate. Any expert or disciple of any race, if you encounter a Dragon Palace disciple and inform us of the Phoenix Clan, you will be rewarded with a drop of Phoenix blood essence. The reward depends on the level of the Dragon Palace disciple you find. If you find a peak Venerable Realm disciple, you will be rewarded with a drop of First Order Sovereign Realm Phoenix blood essence. The Dragon King of the Dragon Palace killed an expert of the Angel Clan. Whoever encounters a disciple of the Dragon Palace will be rewarded with a battle angel of the same level. 2 pieces of news suddenly appeared on the communication stone plate. Chapter 3756. The Phoenix Clan and the Angel Clan suddenly issued a kill order through the communication stone plate, which shocked everyone. In fact, they had no choice but to issue the kill order. It had been thousands of years since the Phoenix Clan was annihilated. They had been looking for the Dragon King for thousands of years, but they couldn't even find him. Especially after the Xinjiang Aqua Phoenix entered the Starry Universe, it was like a headless fly. The Dragon King killed 200 of their Dominator-level fire phoenixes, but where could they find him? The Starry Universe was so big, and they didn't know much about it. How could they take revenge on the Dragon King? It was like looking for a needle in a haystack. For thousands of years, there was no news of the Xinjiang Aqua Phoenix and the Phoenix Clan. The third prince also encountered the same problem when he entered the Starry Universe. It was too difficult to find and kill the Dragon King in the Starry Universe. Apart from that, Dragon Palace, the old nest of Dragon Palace, was nowhere to be found. This made them extremely angry. Left with no choice, the third prince and the Xinjiang Aqua Phoenix decided to issue a kill order. Damn, the Phoenix Clan and the Angel Clan issued a kill order for the Dragon Palace and the Dragon King at the same time. They want to completely destroy the Dragon Palace. Hiss, it seems that the Phoenix Clan's revenge has really begun. Thousands of years have passed. The Phoenix Clan should not have found any trace of the Dragon King, so they issued a kill order. Even the Angel Clan joined in. Could it be that the Dragon King also killed the experts of the Angel Clan? The Angel Clan originally wanted to kill the Dragon King, but they didn't expect that the Dragon King would grow so fast and terrifying. The Phoenix tribe actually rewards the disciples of Dragon Palace with the blood essence of Phoenix. If you meet any disciple of Dragon Palace and report to them, you can get the reward. I have something to say. If anyone meets any disciple of Dragon Palace and reports to the Phoenix tribe, they will all die a violent death. I support the commenter above. The Phoenix clan is a despicable clan. It's better if the Dragon King kills them all. I support the Dragon King. Kill the Phoenix clan. Anyone who reports it to the Phoenix clan is worse than a beast. After the 2 kill orders were issued, the entire communication stone plate and all the disciples in the starry universe were in an uproar. Thousands of years ago, the Dragon King had killed a group of experts from the Phoenix clan. The actions of the Phoenix clan had been cursed by countless experts and disciples. Now that they had issued the order to kill, the experts and disciples of the high-level clans once again spat out the Phoenix clan's name through the communication stone plate, expressing their support for the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. Many powerful disciples even said that they would never report to them if they encountered disciples of Dragon Palace. This time, even the killing order of the Angel clan was greatly affected. This was the first time in history. A group of damned ants. At the same time, in front of the Storm mainland, this place had been occupied by the Angel clan experts. The Aqua Phoenix looked at the message on the communication stone plate with a cold look in her eyes. At the side, the third prince's eyes flickered. That Dragon King is improving very quickly. To prevent any undue delay, we should eliminate him as soon as possible. Right now, our priority is to eliminate the Dragon King. As for the Dragon Palace's experts and disciples, since the Dragon King has risen to such a level, their Dragon Palace should have a purebred divine dragon that has broken through to the sovereign realm. This might be good news for us. The Aqua Phoenix gritted her teeth and said. The third prince nodded. After a moment of silence, he said, "Let's wait for the news." Although those ants are shouting happily in the communication stone plate, they know how to choose. But the Aqua Phoenix nodded and glanced in the direction of the Storm mainland. I'll go and gather with the other experts of the Phoenix clan. Inform me immediately if you have any news. Okay. The third prince nodded and stood there quietly. The Angel clan and the Phoenix clan have issued a killing order against the entire Dragon Palace. Wang Xian looked at the 2 messages with a cold look in his eyes. The message was sent by Prime Minister Turtle. Now that the Dragon Palace had more than 1,000,000 disciples at the peak of the Venerable Realm, some of them had entered the Starry Universe. The killing order of the 2 pinnacle clans still had a great impact on the Dragon Palace. On the communication stone plate, although many powerful disciples said that they would not inform the Phoenix clan about the news of the Dragon Palace disciples, there was a high chance that they would inform the Angel clan. Moreover, some of the strong disciples might also inform the Phoenix clan. After all, the reward offered by the Phoenix clan was enough to tempt the experts and disciples of any high-level clans. The blood of the Phoenix clan. The disciples of the Dragon Palace might be greatly affected. However, Prime Minister Turtle had informed all the experts and disciples of the Dragon Palace about this matter and reminded them to be careful. After the 5 elements Great Grindstone and the Tai Chi Dragon Plate break through, I'll have some fun with the 2 top clans. Wang Xian's eyes were filled with coldness. As long as the Tai Chi Dragon Plate and the 5 elements Great Grindstone broke through, then he would have the strength to fight against a 7th Order sovereign. At that time, unless the 2 pinnacle clans could send a large number of 7th Order sovereigns to surround and attack him. Otherwise, it would be wishful thinking to kill him. Wang Xian looked at the 5 elements Great Grindstone and the Tai Chi Dragon Plate in front of him with a smile on his face. In 1,000 years at most, they would reach the 6th Order sovereign realm. Break through as soon as possible. With that in mind, Wang Xian began to help the Tai Chi Dragon Plate and the 5 elements Great Grindstone improve. 1,000 years passed in the blink of an eye. Waves of majestic energy surged in the surroundings. A large grindstone emitting the power of the 5 elements with 5 divine dragons on it rotated slowly. Beside it, a yin-yang Tai Chi Dragon Plate also rotated, emitting the power of light and darkness. Wang Xian looked at this scene with a smile on his face. Breakthrough. Finally, another breakthrough. The 5 elements Great Grindstone and the Tai Chi Dragon Plate had both advanced to the 6th Order sovereign realm. 2 great treasures, himself, 4 dark ghost avatars, and companion spirits. With his current strength, he could instantly kill a sixth-order sovereign realm existence. With my current strength, I can go head-to-head with the top clans. Wang Xian felt the strength of the five elements Great Grindstone and the Tai Chi Dragon Plate, and a smile appeared on his face. His eyes flickered as he took out the communication stone plate and read through the various messages. He planned in his heart. The Storm mainland is occupied by the Angel clan. They should have made some arrangements, so I can't go there. Currently, in the Starry Sky universe, I have discovered some other treasure lands. Although they are not as good as the Fire Heart treasure land, they are still very precious. However, there is another way, he muttered. Chapter 3757. Prime Minister Turtle, what's the situation in the past 1,000 years? Wang Xian took out the communication stone plate and sent a message to Prime Minister Turtle. Dragon King, we have about 500,000 disciples in the Starry Sky universe. In the past 1,000 years, more than 100 disciples were killed by the Angel race and Phoenix race. Dragon King, I found a problem. When the Angel race and Phoenix race encountered our purebred divine dragons, they didn't kill them immediately. Instead, they wanted to capture them alive. Prime Minister Turtle reported. Wang Xian's eyes flickered. In the past 1,000 years, more than 100 disciples had died in their hands. This was not a small number. One had to know that these were disciples at the peak of the Venerable Realm. More than 100 Venerable Realm disciples had died in the past 1,000 years. Even the peak clans couldn't bear the speed of death. Tell all disciples to be careful, especially those who have broken through to the Sovereign Realm. Wang Xian sent a message and looked to the front. His body moved and he quickly flew into the distance. This time, he flew towards a deeper part of the Starry Sky universe. As he flew, Wang Xian took out the communication stone plate and searched for some information. Level 1 Danger Zone, this is it. Wang Xian locked his eyes on the nearest area and flew over quickly. The Level 1 Danger Zone was divided by the experts and disciples in the communication stone plate. The so-called Level 1 Danger Zone was the territory of a First-Order Sovereign Realm giant space beast. Because of the experts from the peak clans, this zone was much safer. Many experts and disciples from the high-level clans entered in search of opportunities. It was impossible for the experts from the peak clans to search every corner of the zone to kill a First-Order Sovereign Realm giant space beast. If they were lucky, they might be able to find some treasures. In the past 100,000 years, there were experts who obtained the offspring of a First-Order Sovereign Realm giant space beast. This kind of offspring had the strength of a Sovereign Realm giant space beast. To those who obtained the offspring, it was undoubtedly a great opportunity. Wang Xian flew quickly in the Starry Sky universe. Compared to the Nine-Source universe, the Starry Sky universe was too quiet. The number of living beings here could not be compared to the Nine-Source universe. After flying for a few months, he arrived in front of a group of life planets. The resources on these planets had already been taken away by other experts and disciples. He took out the communication stone plate and sent a message to the Angel race. I met a dozen Dragon Palace disciples. Just like when Wang Xian killed the Angel race and the Phoenix race experts. He used this method again. Didn't they say that I would be rewarded if I told them the news? What if I tell you the news myself? Wang Xian revealed a faint smile. With a swift move, he entered a habitable planet and exuded the aura of a divine dragon. This aura was so weak that some sovereigns and race experts could feel it. After entering, he waited quietly. On the communication stone plate, the experts of the Angel race sent a message. They would rush over very soon. Wang Xian took a look and revealed a smile. Let's go. There are more than a dozen disciples of Dragon Palace. Killing them will be a great harvest. At the same time, 3 angels were flying quickly in the void, their eyes filled with excitement. Now, the Angel clan had given the order to destroy the Dragon Palace. In the past 1,000 years, they had hunted down many experts of the Dragon Palace. The Dragon Clan disciples had Dragon Clan and the Dragon race. Dragon Clan in dragons had dragon. All of them were pinnacle dragons or purebred divine dragons. The corpses of the pinnacle races were precious treasures. In addition, They often had the resources they had harvested in Starry Universe. This made the angel race experts more than happy to hunt the Dragon Palace disciples. After all, they could not kill the disciples of other pinnacle races. Indeed. Killing a Dragon Palace disciple is worth tens of thousands of years of searching. An angel said with a smile on his face. They flapped their 12 wings and flew quickly. A month later, they arrived at their destination. According to the position of the communication stone plate, this is the place. Where is the guy who sent the message? An angel looked at the location information on the communication stone plate and frowned as he looked around. I sense the aura of a divine dragon. An angel said calmly as he looked at the location of the dozen or so life planets. Let's go over first. The last angel said as he flew forward. Be careful. That dragon palace should have given birth to a sovereigns. The other two angels reminded him and flew over as well. The dragon palace's speed of improvement is indeed terrifying. However, we have the angel army. Even if we encounter a sovereign realm divine dragon, we can suppress it. The angel in front said confidently. However, just as he finished his sentence, a laugh suddenly rang in their ears. Upon hearing this voice, they were slightly stunned and their faces changed. Swish. At this time, they saw a figure appearing out of thin air in front of them. That young figure was staring at them with a smile. The three angels narrowed their eyes slightly when they saw the figure that suddenly appeared, and they had grave expressions on their faces. 3 first-order sovereigns. What a killjoy. Wang Xian stared at them and said plainly. For you. An angel stared at Wang Xian with a complicated expression. When he asked this question, he had a guess in his mind. Me? I'm the one who tipped you off. As Wang Xian spoke, his figure flashed again. In the next second, he was only 10 meters away from the 3 angels. Oh no. Oh no, you're the Dragon King. When the 3 angels saw this terrifying speed, their eyes were filled with terror. He's the Dragon King. He's definitely the Dragon King. Smart. That's why you guys are going to die. Soul capture. Wang Xian stared at them and smiled plainly. A surge of energy rushed into their minds. Soul capture. Originally, the success rate of using the soul capture on the pinnacle races was very low. This was because, as the pinnacle races, they had special protection in their souls. However, these 3 angels were still too weak for Wang Xian. The gap between them was still too big. The soul capture was successful. The 3 angels stood in front of him in a daze. How many 7th-order sovereigns from your angel tribe have entered the starry universe? Where are they now? Wang Xian asked as he looked at them with flickering eyes. Chapter 3758. 25 of our 7th-order sovereigns have entered the starry universe. Some are cultivating on the Light Core Island, some are in the Aurora domain, and some are looking for opportunities. With the help of the Soul Search, the 3 Radiance Angels revealed everything they knew. 25 7th-order sovereigns? Is this the strength of the Angel Clan? Wang Xian's eyebrows twitched violently when he heard this. This number had completely exceeded his expectations. Where is the Light Core Island? Wang Xian continued to ask the 3 Radiance Angels. Wang Xian knew about the Aurora domain. It was a special domain filled with light and darkness. It was a paradise for light and darkness attribute cultivators. As for the Light Core Island, he did not know its location. The Light Core Island is in the starry universe. We have a map here with markings. This is a treasure land that our angel clan has obtained. It will be of great benefit to us Radiance Angels. The 3 Radiance Angels replied. Wang Xian nodded his head slightly. Also, send an urgent message to ask for help from the Angel Clan. Tell them that you have been besieged by experts from the Dragon Palace. You have fallen into a trap. There are more than 10 first-order sovereigns and 1 second-order sovereign from the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian pointed to the angel in the center and ordered. Yes. The angel nodded his head mechanically and immediately sent an urgent message. Very good. You can die now. Wang Xian waved his arm and annihilated the 3 angels as soon as he sent the message. The three angels were easily annihilated before they could even release their battle angels. Wang Xian closed his eyes and absorbed some of the information in their minds. A smile appeared on his face. With a wave of his arm, a storage treasure flew over from one of the angels' corpses. He opened it and took out a map. This map was drawn by the angel clan. It was a map of the places they had explored. Wang Xian's eyes sparkled as he looked at it. This map was dozens of times more detailed than the one in the communication stone plate. Other than this map, there were also some resources and some battle angels. There were 3 angels and 12 battle angels. After sending the message, Wang Xian did not leave. Instead, he waited. 3 angels were attacked by disciples from the Dragon Palace. We lost contact after sending the last urgent message. At the same time, on an incomparably large island, the third prince sat cross-legged on a sphere that emitted the power of light. His eyes closed as he cultivated. An angel reported to the third prince. The third prince opened his eyes and asked, "What message did he send?" According to that disciple, he said that they were ambushed by the Dragon Palace. The Dragon Palace sent over a dozen first-order sovereigns and a second-order sovereign realm experts to ambush them. After the news was sent, his vitality disappeared. He should have been killed by the Dragon Palace's experts. The angel reported, "Over a dozen first-order sovereigns and 1 second-order sovereign?" When the third prince heard this, his eyes lit up. That Dragon Palace really did give birth to sovereign realm experts, and there are quite a few of them. The corners of Huang Xiaolong's mouth curved into a smile, and his eyes glimmered. Send 4th-order and 5th-order sovereigns to take a look. If they can find the experts from the Dragon Palace, kill all the dragons and suppress them with purebred divine dragons. As long as they can suppress them, this prince will reward them handsomely. It's the third prince. The angel nodded and replied immediately. In addition, send someone to pass on the news of the Dragon Palace disciples. Send second-order sovereigns and above to hunt them down. The third prince continued to instruct. The angel continued to respond. The third prince sat there with a smile on his face. He hesitated for a while before sending a message to the Green River Aqua Phoenix. The Dragon Palace has produced quite a number of sovereign realm experts. There should be quite a number of purebred divine dragons. This might be an opportunity for us. After sending the message, he waited quietly. This is indeed an opportunity for us. I will keep an eye on it. Not long after, the third prince received a message. He smiled faintly when he saw it. 3 experts from our angel clan were ambushed in front of us. A month later, 6 or 7 experts of the angel race flew over from a void in the starry cosmos. The one leading them had the strength of a 5th-order sovereign realm expert. The rest of them were second-order sovereigns and above. This is the enemy that the third prince provoked. Now we have to deal with him. This is really... Alright, let's not talk about the third prince's matters. The third prince has come to the universe personally to get rid of the Dragon King. I have to say that the Dragon King is really terrifying. His speed of improvement is too fast. If he continues to grow, I'm afraid the third prince will be in trouble. The 7 angels spoke as they flew to the front. They hovered in the air and looked around. I can sense that the 3 experts from our angel clan disappeared here. Let's go back and check on the experts from the Dragon Palace. In the center, the strongest 5th-order sovereign realm angel spoke indifferently. At the side, an angel nodded and took out a mirror. They're here. At this moment, on a planet with life ahead, Wang Xian saw the 7 angels and sensed their strength. He smiled. Only by killing them would it be considered a small gain. Swoosh. He moved and appeared behind the 7 angels in the next moment. A wave of energy enveloped them instantly. Oh no. The 5th-order sovereign realm angel was the first to react, and a look of fear appeared on his face. Too slow. A light voice floated into their ears, causing their hearts to beat violently. In the next moment, Wang Xian's dragon claw grabbed onto the 5th-order sovereign angel and squeezed hard. A blood-curdling scream was heard instantly. However, Wang Xian sensed a gust of radiant energy that darted to the side instantly. In the next second, a fifth-order sovereign angel with a missing arm appeared at the side. And a powerful life-saving treasure? Wang Xian saw the figure disappear in an instant and the terrifying energy enveloped him again. Dragon King, it's you. It's you. This is a trap. The angel roared with a face full of fear. You guessed it right. But if you want to blame someone, blame your third prince. My revenge has just begun. Wang Xian said plainly. Chapter 3759. Rumble, Rumble. As soon as Wang Xian finished his sentence, a wave of energy engulfed him. The crushing force of the energy caused his body to crumble. Arg! The fifth-order sovereign realm angel let out another scream of despair. This time, he had no chance of resurrection. Wang Xian waved his arm and kept the corpse casually. He then looked at the other 6 angels. Run! The other 6 angels screamed in fear and despair. They wanted to escape immediately. One of the angels disappeared gradually. Obviously, he had a treasure that could allow him to escape in an instant. Wang Xian looked over and waved his arm. The power of wind and lightning fell on them instantly. Explode! 5 of the angels were instantly killed by the terrifying explosion of wind and lightning. The remaining one spat out a mouthful of blood before his figure disappeared. Hee, do you think you can escape? Wang Xian sneered. He could sense that the last angel who escaped was 10 minutes away from him. However, he didn't need 10 minutes. Netherworld Dragon Pursuit. The unbeginning sacred wings on Wang Xian's back closed, and a dark force was unleashed from his body. In the next moment, his figure disappeared gradually. Netherworld Dragon Pursuit. This was the first time Wang Xian used this law. The Netherworld Dragon Pursuit was different from the Netherworld Dragon Transformation. When the Netherworld Dragon Transformation, it could instantly arrive at the location of the Dark Ghost Doppelganger and replace it. As for the Netherworld Dragon Pursuit, it only needed to inject its energy into the enemy's body to arrive at the enemy's side in an instant. Huff huff huff. In the same space, the fourth-order sovereign realm angel that managed to escape was panting heavily. His eyes were filled with fear and relief at having survived a calamity. Damn it, that Dragon King is so terrifying. How did the third prince provoke such an enemy? He cursed with an ugly expression. He moved and was ready to escape. However, his eyes widened as he stared at the position beside him in disbelief. Beside him, a figure gradually materialized. That was the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. How can this be? He roared in disbelief. Crack, crack. But before he could do anything, he was grabbed by the neck and hung up. You can't escape. Soul assimilation. Wang Xian exerted the soul assimilating power. His body trembled and his pupils began to slacken. Bam! A few minutes later, Wang Xian waved his arm and killed it, keeping it in the mother nest. The harvest is not bad. Moreover, some of the experts of the Angel clan are somewhat dissatisfied with the matter of the third prince. A smile appeared on his face as he absorbed the information obtained by the soul-sucking technique. His lips curled up slightly. Some of the Sovereign Realm experts were unhappy that the Angel clan had become enemies with the Dragon Palace for no reason. Among the 7 angels, the strongest was a level 5 Sovereign Realm expert. His corpse could bring 100,000 peak venerable experts to the Dragon Palace. 100,000 was a lot. In addition, there were some resources, some treasures, and 3 connate cardinal treasures. There was a connate cardinal treasure that was very useful. It was a mirror with the element of light. It was capable of tracing back what had happened in an area of space and pursuing living beings that had gone back. This was a supportive connate cardinal treasure that was comparable to the pursuit ability of a powerful magus. Next, it's time to change locations. It's time to change to the Phoenix clan. Wang Xian made a move and flew forward at a terrifying speed, disappearing into the starry sky. After the 7 experts from the Angel clan had fallen, the Angel clan immediately received news of their deaths. This made some of the experts from the Angel clan frown slightly. They were carrying out the orders of the third prince. It should be related to the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. They might have been killed by the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. Several Seventh Order sovereigns discussed in the communication stone plate and passed the news to the third prince. When the third prince received the news, his face was a little ugly. 7 experts from the Angel clan had been killed. There was even a Fifth Order sovereign realm expert among them. 70% of their deaths were caused by the Dragon King. The Dragon King had formed an enmity with the Angel clan because of the third prince. At the end of the day, this was all his fault. Damn it. I have to kill the Dragon King as soon as possible. The third prince growled in a low voice with an ugly expression. He could also sense the dissatisfaction of some experts from the Angel clan. Although he was the prince of the Angel clan, his influence in the Angel clan was lower than an elder. Some of the elders' descendants, some other powerhouses, and even the Dark Angels were naturally unhappy that he had provoked an enemy and implicated the angel race. Wang Xian did not know that the third prince had flown into a rage out of humiliation. He followed the map he had obtained and flew deeper for a few months. When he arrived above a meteorite, he took out the communication stone plate and sent a message to the Phoenix clan. Similarly, this information was provided to them as an expert from a high-level race in the universe, providing information about the experts from the Dragon Palace. After sending it over, Wang Xian waited patiently. The Phoenix clan did not know what had happened to the Angel clan. It was impossible for the Angel clan to spread the news that an expert from their side had been killed by the Dragon King of Dragon Palace or the Phoenix clan. They would keep such matters confidential. After he passed on the message, the Phoenix clan quickly sent experts over. 2 Second Order Universe Sovereigns and 2 Water Phoenixes. 10 days later, Wang Xian saw the appearance of the 2 Water Phoenixes and immediately flew over to search their souls. The Second Order Sovereign Water Phoenixes could not put up any resistance. After dealing with the 2 Water Phoenixes, Wang Xian ordered them to send a message back to the Phoenix clan. It was a message about being ambushed by experts from the Dragon Palace. The difference was that they said they had been ambushed and were still holding on. Hang in there. We will immediately send the experts closest to you to support you and slaughter those damned bastards from the Dragon Palace. A message was immediately sent over from the Phoenix clan. Very good. Killing experts from the Dragon Palace? I would like to see who will be the one killing who. Wang Xian's eyes were filled with coldness as he read the message sent by the Phoenix clan. This time, he was going to have some fun with the Phoenix clan. Wang Xian could obtain a lot of information from them with the soul-capturing technique. With this information, he would like to see who would be the one killing who. Over 1,000 years, they had killed over 100 disciples from the Dragon Palace. However, he only needed to kill 2 second-order sovereigns to earn that amount. He would like to see who would be the first to give in. Be realistic in your acting. Attack me. Wang Xian ordered the 2 phoenixes controlled by the soul-capturing technique. Chapter 3760, Over Here. I can already sense the aura of our phoenix race experts in this starry sky. A dozen phoenixes were flying towards them from the void. There were 3 types of phoenixes, namely golden phoenixes, water phoenixes, and fire phoenixes. Soon, they saw 7 to 8 divine dragons besieging 2 experts from the phoenix race. The entire space was shrouded by the divine dragons, and the 2 experts from the phoenix race were struggling to hold on. 2 of our Phoenix clan's powerhouses are trapped? A water phoenix stared at the battlefield in front of him with a cold look in his eyes. Can you see the strength of those divine dragons clearly? A fire phoenix frowned as he looked ahead and asked. I can't sense their exact strength, but based on the energy they emit, they should be in the second-order sovereign realm. Kill them all. How dare they ambush our Phoenix clan's experts? A golden phoenix roared with murderous intent. Kill the experts from the Dragon Palace. How dare the Dragon King kill the experts from our Phoenix race? Let them die. The dozen phoenixes charged towards the battlefield without any hesitation. Hee. On the battlefield, Wang Xian congealed his energy into the form of a divine dragon and besieged the 2 phoenixes whose souls were captured by him. Seeing the arrival of reinforcements, he smirked coldly. Boom. With a wave of his arm, he killed the 2 phoenixes. A wave of 5 elements destructive energy swept towards the remaining phoenixes. Shit. The sudden change in the battlefield shocked the dozen phoenixes who had flown over as reinforcements. Their faces were filled with horror. Sensing the incoming energy and the instant obliteration of the 2 phoenixes, they had a bad premonition in their hearts. This is an ambush. A 5th-order sovereign realm golden phoenix roared in fear as it flapped its golden wings in an attempt to escape. Sush! All of you shall stay here. Wang Xian flapped his unparalleled saint wings and appeared at their path of retreat. With a wave of his arm, the 5 elements grind shrouded them. The 5 elements grind, which had reached the 6th-order sovereign realm, enlarged and shrouded the sky above the dozen phoenixes. The terrifying millstone exuded an aura that caused the phoenixes to feel despair. It's the Dragon King of Dragon Palace. It's the Dragon King. The dozen fire phoenixes felt the despairing energy coming from above and felt the destructive power wash over their bodies. The golden phoenix's face was filled with fear as he burned his life force to resist. Around him, 7 or 8 phoenixes had already lost their lives. Only a few 4th-order and 5th-order sovereigns were holding on. That's right, it's me. Wang Xian sneered. With a press of his palm, the 5 elements grindstone descended. Our Phoenix clan will never let you off. Wang Xian did not even flinch as he let out a miserable cry. The last 5 phoenixes were easily killed by him. But soon he noticed that there were phoenixes that didn't die completely through life-saving treasures. They should have revived somewhere. This feeling came from the power of the unbeginning sacred wings. The unbeginning sacred wings void lock allowed him to vaguely sense something. However, he didn't care too much about the phoenix's resurrection. After killing 2 5th-order sovereigns and 4 world realm phoenixes, his harvest this time was quite bountiful. He kept the corpses and flew in a certain direction. This time, the 2 peak races should have guessed that the angel race and phoenix race had made a move. It would be difficult for him to use this method to kill the experts of the 2 peak races again. He needed to use other methods. Chirp, chirp, chirp. At the same time, in the 9 Origins universe, in a divine domain filled with parasol trees, flames, rivers, and mountains of gold were all emitting majestic energy. On one of the parasol trees, a young fire phoenix burrowed out of a shell and let out an angry cry. This fire phoenix looked like it had just been born, but its eyes were filled with anger and hatred. With a flap of its wings, a universe-intelligent brain appeared and it immediately sent a message. Whoosh! Very soon, an incomparably huge fire phoenix flew over and hovered above the young fire phoenix. Elder, it was the Dragon King who killed me. It was the Dragon King. The rescue from the starry cosmos was a trap set by the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. A dozen of our experts were killed by the Dragon King. He reported to the Fire Phoenix Elder in the sky with a face full of anger. The Fire Phoenix Elder's eyes flashed coldly as he nodded his head. After killing the experts of the Phoenix race and the Angel race, Wang Xian already knew what kind of existences the Dragon Palace would face in the future. However, since he had already made his move, he had no regrets. He flew rapidly in the starry cosmos. His target was the Aurora Domain. The Aurora Domain was another treasure land discovered by the experts and disciples of the 9 Origins universe. Although it wasn't as strong as the Fire Heart Treasure Land, it was still a treasure land for experts with light and darkness attributes to cultivate. Wang Xian obtained some information from the memories of the experts of the angel race. The experts and disciples of the angel race were cultivating there. In terms of hatred, the angel race ranked higher than the phoenix race. All along, it was the 3rd prince who sent his subordinates to deal with the Dragon Palace. The Aurora Domain was already in the depths of the starry cosmos. Wang Xian flew for a few years before he reached the front of the laser domain. This was a very special starry cosmos with unique meteorites filling this space. These meteorites emitted unique energy, and the energy of each meteorite was different. Due to the collision of the unique energy, the starry sky underwent a special change. The light here seemed to be tangible. There were black light and white light. The two types of light intertwined in the entire space. And these two types of light belonged to the tangible energy of light and darkness. These light could be absorbed, which was comparable to directly absorbing divine stones for cultivation. To experts with light and darkness attributes, this was heaven. After this place was discovered, a large number of experts with light and darkness attributes came here to cultivate. In fact, there were even 2 sovereigns born in this place. Wang Xian looked at the unique space domain in front of him. His eyes flickered, and the energy of darkness rose from his body as he flew in. Upon entering this domain, Wang Xian waved his arm and realized that he could grab the energy of light and darkness in his hand. It looked exceptionally mystical. With a thought, he absorbed it and continued flying forward. Chapter 3761. There are many disciples in the Aurora domain. There are even teleportation arrays here. Upon entering the Aurora domain, Wang Xian saw that it was bustling. A large number of disciples were cultivating inside. There were at least a few 100 million of them. Wang Xian even saw a large number of skeletons. The densely packed skeletons were absorbing the power of darkness and improving bit by bit. There are many experts in the skeleton race. Their numbers are terrifying. As he flew deeper, Wang Xian realized that there were many experts from the skeleton race. They even summoned their skeleton legion, which occupied a large area of the space domain. Wang Xian scanned the surroundings. The pinnacle races would occupy a territory. The angel race should be alone in one place. Wang Xian thought to himself. He concealed his aura and flew around the area. He flew at a slow speed and observed his surroundings carefully. Within the Aurora domain, there were a large number of special meteorites. These meteorites were quietly floating there. Some of the disciples were cultivating on the meteorites, while others were capturing the light and dark rays in the void, storing them. The light and darkness rays were produced quickly, and there were no signs of them being depleted. This is indeed a sacred place for cultivation. Wang Xian mumbled as he looked around. Such a precious cultivation ground did not exist in the 9 Origins universe. As Wang Xian flew around, he realized that this space was huge. As he continued to go deeper, the number of experts increased. The light and darkness rays also became denser. After flying for more than 10 days, Wang Xian suddenly saw 2 lines of words in the sky. Angel Race Territory. Angel Race Territory. 2 identical lines of words, condensed from the power of light and darkness respectively. The 2 lines of words floated in the sky, glowing brightly. This meant that the area ahead had been occupied by the disciples of the angel race. Wang Xian's eyes lit up when he saw this information. According to the information Wang Xian had obtained, there were tens of thousands of experts from the angel race in the Aurora domain. Among them, there were many at the sovereign realm. In fact, there was even a 7th-order sovereign realm expert guarding this place. Wang Xian wanted to deal with the angel race. Naturally, he wanted to play it big. Wang Xian was deep in thought as he looked at the area. Inside the extreme light domain, there were many experts from the angel tribe. Putting aside the 7th-order sovereigns, there were more than a dozen 6th-order sovereigns. With such strength, Wang Xian was no match for him at all. Although he wasn't a match for him, it wouldn't be a problem for him to escape. As long as he launched a surprise attack, he would be able to kill over 1,000 Angel Clan experts or even more. But first, he had to understand the situation within the Xiantian Envoy clan. He found out where the 7th-order Sovereign Realm expert was hiding. I need to understand the situation inside. Otherwise, if I act rashly, I'm afraid I won't be able to kill many experts of the angel race. Wang Xian mumbled to himself as he pondered. He did have a method. He would wait here. If an angel race expert came out, he would capture him and search his memories. This method was feasible. However, they might not be able to find detailed information. There's another way. The Yamada no Orochi has broken through to the First-Order Sovereign Realm. He can let the Yamada no Orochi live in an angel's body. Wang Xian thought to himself. After a moment of hesitation, he took out the communication stone plate and sent a message to Enlai and Orochi. Before long, The Yamada no Orochi appeared beside Wang Xian. "Greetings, Dragon King." The Yamada no Orochi bowed respectfully to Wang Xian. "Not bad. Among the venom-horned dragons, who else has hopes of breaking through to the First Order Sovereign Realm?" Wang Xian looked at the Yamada no Orochi and asked with a smile. "Dragon King, Demon Sha should be breaking through soon. In addition, all 10,000 disciples of the venom-horned dragons have reached the pinnacle of the honorable realm. I estimate that there will be another 5 or 6 more disciples in 10,000 years." The Yamada no Orochi replied. "Alright, did you have any breakthroughs after your breakthrough?" Wang Xian asked Orochi. "Dragon King, we are now living in an expert's body. It's even more secretive, especially when we are living in the body of a dark attribute expert. Even if the expert is much stronger than us, we won't be able to detect it without using our energy." The Yamada no Orochi chuckled. The venom-horned dragon was a new dragon species in the Divine Dragon clan. In the past, when the Divine Dragon clan was at its peak, there was no such dragon species. The venom-horned dragon was strong and mysterious. It could live in an expert's body and obtain their memories. In the past, this was a powerful weapon that the Dragon Palace could use to eliminate their enemies. However, the venom-horned dragon's parasitism wasn't flawless. It could still be detected when the venom-horned dragon was a few levels higher than them. Now that they had broken through, it was even more secretive and difficult to detect. It was especially so when they were living in the body of a dark attribute expert. Unless those experts used their energy to detect it, they wouldn't be able to detect it. "Great." Wang Xian nodded. "We will wait around here. We will see if any dark angels from the Angel Clan leave this place. Once they do, we will parasitize them. I want you to enter them to understand the situation." "Alright, Dragon King. No problem." The Yamada no Orochi nodded heavily. "Stay here and guard. Be careful. Don't sense it." Wang Xian reminded the Yamada no Orochi as he shrouded him with energy. Both of them were like ordinary disciples of high-level tribes, absorbing the energy around them. Time passed day by day. Wang Xian's mind was constantly sensing the situation over at the Angel Clan. Some angels entered, but none came out for a long time. "Let's go. Let's go to the Lords of the Angel Clan. I didn't expect the Lords of the Angel Clan to take a liking to us. This is great. We can cultivate in the depths of the Aurora realm. I heard that the other pinnacle tribes are also recruiting high-level tribes. However, only the Angel Clan offered more benefits. Perhaps it has something to do with the Dragon Palace? I heard that some experts from the Dragon Palace purposely released fake news to ambush the experts from the Angel Clan. Therefore, the Angel Clan is recruiting some high-level tribes. I wonder if it's true." Just as Wang Xian was quietly waiting for the news, a message suddenly came from a place not far away from him. He was taken aback when he heard it. He opened his eyes and looked over. In his sight, thousands of disciples from a demonic beast tribe were flying towards the territory of the Angel Clan. Upon hearing their words, Wang Xian raised his eyebrows and his eyes sparkled. Did the pinnacle tribes have other plans? Chapter 3762. When Wang Xian heard their discussion, he revealed a doubtful look. He took out the communication stone plate and searched for some information. When he saw some of the contents, his eyes flickered slightly. There was a lot of information in the communication stone plate. The content was about the top races recruiting other high-level races. Many of the top-tier races directly declared that advanced races could join their factions and obtain massive benefits. Among them, the most attractive benefit was the treasured cultivation grounds. The top race's exploration of the universe was not something the high-level race's disciples could compare to. Many of the more precious treasured lands were guarded by giant space beasts. To the high-level race's disciples, it was a desperate situation. To the top races, they still had a high chance of occupying the treasured lands. This allowed them to occupy many treasured cultivation grounds. Some of these treasured lands were looked down upon by the top race's experts, and some were not used by them. Hence, they could let the high-level race's disciples cultivate there. And they only needed the high-level races to join their camp. This was a huge benefit to the top races and high-level races. The top races saw that many high-level races experts had advanced to the sovereign realm in the past hundreds of thousands of years. Recruiting them could also increase their combat power. In addition, the high-level races' disciples were much more numerous than the top races' disciples. The chances of finding treasures would also be greatly increased. To the high-level races, they would naturally be happy to have a backer to cultivate in the treasured lands. This caused many high-level races to join the top races' camp. Among them, the angel race and the phoenix race were the most generous. They offered enough items to recruit high-level races. This was also related to Wang Xian. Because Wang Xian had disguised himself as an ordinary high-level races expert and set a trap for them, the angel race and the phoenix race did not dare to send any more experts after receiving the information about the Dragon Palace. They were afraid that it was a trap. After all, it was impossible for them to send seventh-order sovereigns every single time. The angel race and the phoenix race only believed in the information provided by their subordinates. This was the idea of the angel race and the phoenix race. It would be much safer to let the high-level race's disciples look for the Dragon Palace's disciples. Wang Xian's eyes sparkled when he saw this information. The top race's plan is really wise. Wang Xian murmured to himself. He looked around and waited quietly. The advantage of the top clans was too great. It would take some time for the Dragon Palace to catch up with them. Fortunately, the fire attribute experts of the Dragon Palace could cultivate in the center of the Fire Heart Treasure Land. Days passed as Wang Xian waited patiently in the Aurora realm. A year later, he finally discovered a dark angel flying out of the angel race's territory. He narrowed his eyes and moved. He enveloped Orochi and immediately followed behind. Coincidentally, it's a first-order universe ruler realm dark angel, Yamada no Orochi, get ready. Wang Xian sent a telepathic message to Orochi when he saw him flying ahead. It's Dragon King. Yamada no Orochi immediately responded. A few hours later, they were already very far away from the territory of the angels. Wang Xian swept his gaze across and instantly unleashed his full speed. A figure flashed by, and that dark angel only felt fear descend upon him. He didn't react at all, and his body froze as he stood there in a daze. Very quickly, his pupils regained their vigor, and his eyes flickered with light. Dragon King, we did it. Not far away, Wang Xian smiled when he heard the voice of Orochi. He nodded his head, moved, and disappeared in an instant. Orochi absorbed the information of that dark angel, and according to his original plan, he arrived at a trading center in the Aurora realm. He completed a transaction with an expert from the skeleton race. Subsequently, Orochi flew towards the territory of the angels race. When he returned to the territory occupied by the angels race, a series of information was sent to Wang Xian. Dragon King, there are many experts from the angels race here. There are more than 1,000 of them who are above the sovereign realm, 1 7th-order sovereign, and 14 6th-order sovereigns. This doesn't include their angel corps. Other than that, there is also a powerful defensive treasure that can withstand the attack of an 8th-order sovereign realm expert. This is something the angel clan prepared to prevent the sudden appearance of a giant star beast. However, this defensive treasure can only be activated by a 7th-order sovereign realm expert. After activating it, you can only leave through the teleportation array. Dragon King, it's too risky for you to attack them. Orochi's information was transmitted over, and Wang Xian frowned slightly when he saw the information. This was the foundation of the angels' race. They actually had a treasure that could withstand the attack of an 8th-order sovereign. Once he entered, he wouldn't be able to escape after the treasure was activated. Of course, under normal circumstances, he wouldn't be able to escape unless he had other powerful escape treasures. If Wang Xian wanted to escape, there were two possibilities. First, he could leave one of Dark Ghost's doppelgangers here. Second, he could use the instant escape scroll. If I make a move, I need to be able to kill enough experts from the angels race. Otherwise, the risk is too high. Wang Xian pondered as he sent a message to Orochi. He asked him to send the location maps of all the experts and disciples in the angels race's territory over. After sending the message, he waited quietly outside. Even though Orochi had parasitized a first-order sovereign realm Dark Angel, it would still take some time to obtain all the information. However, Wang Xian wasn't in a hurry. It wouldn't matter even if he had to wait for a few decades or centuries. As time passed, Wang Xian realized that there were more and more high-level races entering the Aurora realm. As long as it was a race with light or darkness attributes, most of them would find it hard to reject the benefits offered by the Angel's race. Half a year later, Orochi sent over a message. It was a map of the Angel's race's experts cultivating in the Aurora realm. The map detailed the number of experts and disciples of the Angel's race in each region. Wang Xian's eyes flickered as he looked at the information. Within the Aurora realm, the disciples of the Angel's race below the sovereigns would cultivate in one area, while those above the sovereigns would be closer to the center. At the center of the hall was the place where the sixth-order sovereign realm experts cultivated. Based on their speed, they would arrive within 2 seconds as long as Wang Xian made a move. In other words, if he made a move, it would be the last attack. The more angels he killed, the better. If he wanted to make a second or third move, he might be in danger. Chapter 3763. Wang Xian's eyes lit up as he looked at the information. He looked at the treasures in his hands and analyzed his strength. 4 Nether Ghost Doppelgangers, 5 Elements Grindstone, Tai Chi Dragon Plate, Lingling. Then he looked at his own laws, Dharma Form, and 9 Source Universe. Finally, he locked on to a location on the map in front of him. That was the boundary between Universe Lord Realm experts and disciples below the Universe Lord Realm. If Wang Xian chose to attack that place, he could kill many angels below the Universe Lord Realm. Of course, this was only one of his plans. He still needed to sneak into the territory of the angel race. It wouldn't be that easy to sneak in. However, there is a way. He thought to himself as he took out the communication stone plate and checked the information on the angel race and the high-level races. The angel race had recruited more than a dozen high-level races. Now, there were even more high-level races preparing to join the angel race. And the greatest benefit of these high-level races joining the angel race was that they could enter the Aurora territory to cultivate. To be able to enter the domain occupied by the angel clan and cultivate, the angel clan had to be extremely powerful. Basically, when high-level races joined the angel race, there would be a batch of experts and disciples coming here. His goal was to sneak into the territory of the angel race and launch a fatal attack. As long as he could kill a few thousand of the angel race's experts and disciples, he would make a killing. After checking the information on the high-level races that had joined the angel race, Wang Xian quickly locked on to an advanced race. Now, an advanced race was rushing over here. Some of their experts and disciples even announced this through the communication stone plate. After all, to an advanced race, this was equivalent to having a backer. According to them, this force called the Silver Light denomination should be able to reach here in 3 years. Wang Xian murmured to himself as he flew out and came to a place that they had to pass. If they wanted to enter the territory of the angel race, they had to pass through this place. Wang Xian just had to wait there. Sitting on a special meteorite, Wang Xian absorbed the energy of light and darkness. 3 years passed in the blink of an eye. He opened his eyes and scanned the surroundings, beginning to investigate. It's in front. In front is the territory occupied by the angel race in the Aurora domain. This time, the angel race occupied the best place in the Aurora domain. Even the experts of the skeleton race aren't as good as the place occupied by the angel race. Not long after, some slightly excited voices sounded. When Wang Xian heard this voice, his ears twitched. With a swift move, he appeared in front of the team of high-level tribes. Looking at this high-level race, the corners of his mouth curled up slightly, and his figure directly went to the last place they left. His figure was hidden in the darkness and was only a dozen meters away from them. The few experts at the back didn't even notice his presence. Buzz! His figure appeared next to the last dozen or so high-ranking clan disciples, and instantly displayed the soul-absorbing technique. Their bodies trembled, and their pupils dilated. In just a second, they returned to normal. Wang Xian stood in the middle of them with a faint smile on his face. Sect leader, if we cultivate here, our speed of improvement will definitely be terrifying. Maybe sect leader will be able to break through. A voice came from the front. Hee, if we can get some opportunities, there's a chance of that. At the front, the old man with the radiant sword on his back replied plainly. Sect leader, should we pay attention to some of the experts and disciples of the Dragon Palace? I heard that the Dragon Palace has produced quite a number of sovereign experts, and that Dragon King is also very strong. The Dragon Palace is indeed powerful, but the Dragon King is purely courting death. After offending the angel race and the phoenix race, the Dragon Palace will be annihilated sooner or later. There's no chance for them to rise again. The Dragon King is indeed strong, and the speed of his rise is also very terrifying. However, the Dragon King is reckless and actually offended the angel race and the phoenix race at the same time. I heard that even the third prince came personally to annihilate the Dragon King. It's only a matter of time before the Dragon Palace is annihilated. No matter how fast the Dragon King rises, so what? Reaching the 7th or 8th order sovereign realm. Even if he reaches the 9th order sovereign realm, the angel race can annihilate him, not to mention the phoenix race. When our disciples encounter members of the Dragon Palace, we have to report to the lords of the angel race immediately. As long as the Dragon Palace is annihilated as soon as possible, there won't be any problems on our side. In front of them, the experts of the Silver Light denomination were discussing. Wang Xian stood at the back and revealed a cold look in his eyes. It was a high-level race. When he looked around, there were only 5 people at the peak of the Venerable Realm. 5 peak Venerables, the rest were 8th or 9th order Venerables, and the weakest ones were 4th or 5th order Venerables. With such strength, they still dared to participate in the war between the Dragon Palace and the angel race? After all, the Dragon Palace had an existence that could kill a 6th order sovereign realm expert. For a bunch of ants to participate in the war between the gods, it was no different from courting death. Wang Xian followed behind quietly, and the members of the Silver Light denomination continued to fly forward. A day later, they arrived at the front of the angel race's territory in the Aurora domain. Disciples of the Silver Light denomination greet the lords of the angel race. Arriving at the front, the sect leader of the Silver Light denomination bowed respectfully to an expert of the angel race. Come in. The expert of the angel race swept his gaze across them and all the members before leading them inside. Wang Xian followed behind and scanned the surroundings. Upon entering, one could see the experts of the angel race cultivating on some of the surrounding asteroids. There were radiant angels and dark angels. The radiant angels and dark angels here were clearly much stronger than outside. The difference was at least 10 times. The radiant angel race here is so dense. A day of cultivation here is equivalent to a year in the past. Yeah, I'll be able to achieve a breakthrough in less than 10,000 years here. Joining the angel race is a wise choice. Some of the experts and disciples of the Silver Light denomination looked around with excitement in their eyes. In a while, I'll bring you guys to the cultivation area of the Silver Light denomination. On the other hand, sect leader of the Silver Light denomination, please pay a visit to our Archangel Kos. The angel at the front was flying in front and said plainly to them, Yes, Lord. The sect leader of the Silver Light denomination nodded his head heavily with a tinge of excitement on his face. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.